Why I quit worrying about the end of the world. When I was a kid, I never really got what adults meant by the end of the world. Just hearing them talk about it felt scary. So naturally, I worried. I remember a high school kid once tried explaining it by throwing a rock into the air and saying the Earth was like a big ball floating around with nothing to hold it up. That freaked me out even more. Who threw the Earth into space in the first place? Why doesn't it fall? What if it did? I pestered everyone with questions, but they gave me all kinds of odd answers. One farmer used a basket of eggs to explain gravity, spinning the basket and saying that's how the sun holds the Earth. But the handle broke, and the eggs flew everywhere. I got so caught up in it that I started worrying even more. Eventually, I realized maybe I should stop asking so many questions, yet that only made me more anxious. Thankfully, my science teacher was patient. She showed me diagrams of the solar system and explained gravity. She even used a globe to demonstrate how the Earth spins on its axis while orbiting the sun. It was fascinating, but I still couldn't help wondering, if all the planets lined up on one side of the sun, could they pull each other out of place and cause some huge disaster? As I got older, I received a Bible. The very first verse, "In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth," brought me a surprising sense of peace. Reading on, I saw that the sun, moon, and stars were put there for signs, seasons, days, and years. It felt like there was a purpose behind it all. I also read the story of Noah and the flood, where God told Noah to build an ark and saved his family. That made me think, maybe God cares about us too. I got hooked on reading the Bible, searching through it like a miner looking for diamonds, excited to learn more about the world's future. One day, on a warm summer afternoon, in a field near my home, I was completely absorbed in the story of Joshua telling the sun and moon to stand still. That moment changed me. I felt, for the first time, that God really does care about us. Even now, whenever I visit that spot, I feel like it's holy ground. Of all the books in the Old Testament, Job fascinated me the most. It was like peeking behind the curtain of heaven and watching God and the devil talk about Job's faith. That story showed me our loyalty matters in a cosmic battle between good and evil. If Job hadn't stayed loyal, maybe Satan would have claimed victory. It made me realize the real fight is in our hearts, whether we choose to stick with God or not. Job also answered some of my big questions. There's a line that says, "God hangs the earth on nothing." Another verse tells us to look up and see who created the stars. Whenever I looked at the night sky, I thought about that, how God must know each star by name and keeps them from falling. I wanted to learn more about both the stars and the one who made them. When I was 15, a new high school moral teacher moved to my school and helped me understand the Bible better. By then, I'd read the New Testament too, and had tons of questions. With his guidance, I realized that Jesus, the main figure of the New Testament, is the same as the Creator in the Old Testament. Suddenly, it all started fitting together like a puzzle. I saw that God has an eternal plan, and Earth is a big part of it. That's when I stopped worrying about a catastrophic end. God is holding the world together. He created Earth to be our home, and plans to make it perfect again, our forever home. A verse in Isaiah 45:18 says, "God made the earth to be inhabited," and that comforts me. The end of the world doesn't mean Earth itself is destroyed. It means the end of sin and evil that have messed up human life for ages. The second coming of Jesus, I learned, will put a stop to sin and bring in an era of goodness. Even Jesus' disciples asked about the signs of his return because they sensed big changes were on the way. As I discovered more about God's wisdom, power, and love, my fears just faded. I realized God's plan is everlasting. Earth isn't going to be wiped out. It'll be made new. Sin and evil, things that were never supposed to be here in the first place, are what's going away. Before long, Jesus will come back. He'll separate those who genuinely love and follow Him from those who choose to do things their own way. For those of us who stay loyal, His return won't be the end at all. It'll be an amazing, never-ending beginning. Thank you for watching. Please post what you think in the comments. Also, please don't forget to subscribe and support my channel and click the like button. This will help in taking the love of Jesus to this world. You can also browse through my other videos in this channel that may be of interest to you.